Hello, thank you very much for tuning into this week's segment of readings. Excuse me. For the main part of the reads, the tarot I'm going to use are Tarot of the Cloisters, created by and illustrated by Michelle Levitt. It's an older deck that I have. I think it was from the mid-90s, but it's by. There's also a connection to U.S. Games. I think there's a U.S. Games website if you look it up on the internet. I'm assuming it's the same U.S. Games, but this is a deck from the mid-90s. I think it's the mid-90s. Support of Oracle cards. Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish, illustrated by Jesse Reish, and I believe it's a Hay House website at the bottom there. Feel free to freeze frame and check that out if you're interested. I also use dice. I use a 22-sided dice for the major arcana. I substitute 22 for 0 for the Fool. And I use a 14-sided dice for the minor arcana, and I use a 4-sided dice to choose the element. Those are from mathartfun.com. The dice shop, the website is mathartfun.com, which I think you can see on there. All right. Of course, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. All right, now let's go on to your reading. Hello, Cancer. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Cancer? Is something slowing down? I think that's more of a question at this point. Lack of information at the moment. Maybe lack of information at the moment might be serving you. That's interesting. Because I get like there's lack of information. And because there's lack of information, I really don't know what I should be doing with this, is what I'm getting. This is something where I feel like we've been doing, or what you've been doing is just kind of going along with something. You got this, the Page of Wands, Staves, Fire. It's Page of Fire either way. Something's been slowing down, and I keep getting like it's been slowing down. And when I got the Glamour card here, you're doing your best to just kind of like not make any waves. Information isn't coming your way, but I also feel like if I try to get the information, I just don't feel like that's a comfortable situation. Like for some reason, either people are nasty or people are maybe not telling you the truth, or something about trying to get information isn't working. So like I'm not pushing for it for a reason. What is this? The Three of Wands reversed. This is the lack of movement forward again. Upside down is the lack of movement forward. The thing is, I really think this is going to go to your advantage. I really think this is going to go to your advantage. So, how do you feel about it, though? You really don't know what to do with it, is what I keep getting. The Page of Staves is this, because I get like it's turning, like it goes clockwise, in my opinion. And it's kind of like it's starting to slow down. We're getting slower and slower with it. You got this Ace of Pentacles, half in, half out, which makes me feel like it seems like I should know where this is going. I could see where maybe it's gone before, but it doesn't really, I'm not confident it's going to do the same it's done before. You know what I mean? It's kind of like if I'm looking at like an oven, I've used it before, but it doesn't seem like, it seems like it's on the fritz. It's not correctly making things. Like when things come out like halfway done, I put it in for an hour like I normally would, or a half hour, or whatever it would be, and it's not coming out like it normally would. And it's kind of like something isn't right here. Something isn't making sense. And I'm not getting information about what I need to do, and I'm not getting the support. I feel like I'm not getting the support either. Things are not moving forward. It's kind of like this isn't working. And I feel like there's always been problems. You got the Four of Wands, half in, half out. You've been trying to be more... You've tried to be more connected to it. It's not like you don't want to be loyal to it. It's just like... It's very like... it's just not working right. It's very shoddy. It's very sparse. Like, it's kind of like I'm doing what I'm trying to do. Like, I'm trying to make it make sense. I'm trying to uphold my side of the bargain, whatever that is, but it's just like it's not defined very well. And even if I do what I think I'm supposed to do, other pieces fall out of place, and it's kind of like it's been an issue for a while. It's been kind of a struggle. You've been trying to hold on to it. You're just trying to keep up with the normal. You're just trying to stay in the norm, or the norm that you've perceived. And the current energy is kind of like, I feel like I'm just going to keep doing what I've been doing and just see what happens next. Okay. This actually, again, this situation is going to be going more to your favor. I feel like you're not totally locked into this, because it's not stable, and I feel like that's a problem. Like, if I knew what to hold on to, if I knew what to really do, that'd be different. But it's kind of like, doing a job, and it's a complicated job, and it's kind of like I'm filling out the forms and I'm putting them where I think they're supposed to go, but I never get any feedback if that's right or not. And every now and then I see somebody else did it differently, and I'm like, I think it's working out for them. Am I supposed to change? Am I not? Or then I see somebody else do it the way I've been doing it, and it's like they get things sent back to them. So I'm like, should I be doing it more that way? And then I do that, and then it's like it's not working, and I'm like, okay. The situation is like, it's unstable. It's kind of like it doesn't make sense. You're trying to make sense of it, and it's kind of like it's not making sense. It reminds me of like somebody grading a spelling test, and they're big words, and it's kind of like, all right, I don't really know. If there are complicated words, it's kind of like I don't really know how these words are spelled, but I've sounded it out the best I could, and it seems like this would make sense, and I'm seeing other people spell it that way, and it's like, oh, no, that's not working. But then somebody else is doing it differently, and I'm like, well, I didn't think that would work, but I guess if it seems to be working for them, I'll try to do it that way. But then it's turning out that the person or the people who are grading these spelling tests are guessing as much as you and everybody else are. So it's kind of like nobody really knows what's going on here. Nobody really knows how to do it. And I get the foundation of the situation is kind of like it's starting to slip. It's slipping, because I feel like maybe you're at that point where you're like, I'm doing these spelling tests, just to make it a simple analogy, and I'm starting to realize that the people grading the spelling tests, they're guessing just as much as the rest of us. And we're talking like we got like a 4 or 5 syllable word here that's kind of complicated. Really, it's just like, for whatever reason, we don't have the internet. We're just going to say too. So, or maybe it's like one of those words like you can try to figure out how to spell it on the internet, but even though it just never comes up because you're like, for some reason I don't feel like I'm not getting even close to it. You're realizing that people around you don't know what they're doing either. The people who should know what they're doing don't. The Emperor reversed. Oh, I don't like that. Somebody's faking it, thinking that they'll just fake it till they'll make it. But the Emperor reversed, that's a rough card. Because the Emperor is about honesty, but usually brutal honesty when it's right side up. Can be a very fun energy, but this card reversed is kind of like, I feel like this is a very unhappy energy. This is somebody who's just like, literally just lying through their teeth, but they feel forced into it. They're like, they have no choice. That's somebody who can be also very overcritical, and almost like a bully energy. So that could be around here, and they feel like that's the way they're supposed to do it. That best possible decision, I don't think that's advice. I feel like they're just saying that's the reason they're doing it. They feel like this is what they have to do to get this situation through to the next position. So if that's happening, things start turning up after this. I like the cards after this. At this point in the reading, it's either happening or it's not. The upside is, if it is happening, that energy is about to change. So you got the Hanged Man reversed. So people are starting to disconnect from this whole situation. The Emperor might be one of the main people that's actually walking away in one sense or another. They might be kind of fed up with it because this is an energy that isn't really compatible with them. They're trying to force it to fit. They're trying to make it work. It's just not working. They've been doing it thinking it was the best. That it was the best for the situation, but it's not turning out to be that way. This is somebody letting go, is what I'm getting. The Hanged Man reversed is kind of like, I'm just going to give up on this. That's kind of what I'm getting. Because it's like the Hanged Man is something that's stuck, but when you reverse that, it's not stuck, but there's nothing to do here either, is what I keep getting. I feel like it's a give up type energy. I feel like this really lightens the stress for you. It should. I feel like this does lighten the stress for you. Even if you don't realize it at first, I feel like it does lighten the stress. And I feel like most of you are going to understand why that's going to lighten the stress. It's going to lighten it up a lot for you. A lot. It's going to bring down that energy. The energy, like, I'm still not getting information about why. It's slowing down even more with the Temperance reversed. And the King of Swords reversed, that same energy. The truth is not there. It's very manipulative energy. This is a very manipulative situation. But somebody's trying to create something. There's something going on behind the scenes. Somebody is purposely doing this with a goal in mind. So there's a reason behind this. That whoever has the reason, whoever the holder of the reason is, they're not sharing that for whatever reason, for whatever purpose. Okay, so when this energy kind of pulls back a bit, and it gets a lot better for you, the energy gets a lot more tranquil, I'm going to say. Peaceful. I wouldn't say it was perfect, but if you compare, like, a week ago to when this happens, noticeably less stress. So at least it feels better. It's kind of like if you've been running at full speed for 5 minutes, and then you go into a jog, you're still running, but it's not as hard to do. It's not as, not as intense, but you're still like, okay, I'm still running, but still not as bad as it was. This is the advice to not do this. When it starts slowing down, don't feel like you're powerless, because there seems like to be this moment like, I just got to wait and see what happens next. This feeling powerless energy is going to make this more of a problem for you. The advice to go forward with this is to slowly see where you fit and just keep it moving. Be active with the situation and try to like how do I explain this? It's almost like, I was trying to keep this going. I was trying to like make this work, and it's kind of like all I can do at this point is kind of like maybe clean up the break room and organize what I know. Maybe that's all I can do that makes sense, because nothing else is making sense right now. So like I clean up the break room when I'm in there. I tidy some things up. I go back to my desk and I try to organize what I know. I just work on organizing what I see. And maybe that's all I know right now that makes sense, is to organize things and just to kind of like keep things tidy, keep the place physically looking good as much as I can, and to organize the information that I have in front of me. It seems it's very minimal, but it's very impactful if you do that. The energy will go more in your favor if you just keep moving and just keep doing these things. I feel like it's a pleasant switchover when it does come into the next level, and the next level is good. Because I'm getting like the Fool is coming in with new things coming in and things feeling a lot better. If you just keep moving and you're organizing things, I keep getting like organizing, so I don't know if there's something more I'm supposed to say with that. Like, you want to do the simple stuff that's kind of like more than likely going to go to your favor. Even if we're going to do things different or we're going to organize things different later, the way you've organized it, you can take it apart and reorganize it the way they want very simply, because you already know where things are. You know where to find things. Okay, instead of doing it alphabetically, we're going to do it by how many each, like instead of doing it like ingredients alphabetically, we're doing ingredients by how many we have. So if we have mostly onions, we're going to put that at the end. If we only have a couple pieces of garlic, we're going to put that in the beginning. If that's what they want, that's what we'll do. But I know where to find it. I know where to look. I've organized it. I know how many are of each. I know what's going on there. The next phase is a lot easier, and it seems like I'm enjoying it. I feel like you're liking it. It's a phase that actually goes more like, I feel like it's a lot of stress reduction. I feel like things are just, it's like letting the air out of a balloon, I feel like. It's just like, it's not as tight. It's not as, it's not as like, it's not as firm. It's a lot less. And I feel like I like it a lot better. It's because of how it's felt all this time. This change is very welcome because I want something that makes more sense. I want to feel like I fit. I want to feel like we can do this. And I want to feel like I'm doing what needs to be done. I want people to realize that I'm trying my best. So if you just give me the correct information, I will do my best. I just need the correct information. And I feel like that's coming in with this Fool card and the Joy. Finally, the correct information is coming in. Finally, we could do something that not only makes sense, but I can see that it makes sense. And I see where it's going. That manipulative energy, is that still there? Like, where is that going? Where's that manipulative energy going? 9 of Pentacles, half in, half out, and the Emperor reversed. It's still there. But it doesn't have the control it used to. So it's more dependent on people helping it move forward. I wouldn't say that this energy wants to be more on the level. I feel like this energy is forced to be more on the level. I would keep my eye on it. I would definitely keep my eye on it. All right. I think we're there. I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email. jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.